Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that I know many of you have been waiting for, the 4 ultra-growth stocks you do not want to miss. When I say ultra, I'm not talking about your average growth companies. I'm talking about businesses that are reshaping industries, defining the future of technology, and in some cases, even rewriting the rules of how we think about artificial intelligence, data, and computing power. In this video, we'll break down 4 game-changing companies: NVIDIA, NVDA, the undisputed king of AI hardware; Palantir, PLTR, the data intelligence pioneer; AMD, advanced micro devices, the challenger shaking up the chip world; Broadcom, AVGO, the silent titan powering our digital lives. I'll cover their business models, financial performance, growth potential, and risks, so by the end of this video, you'll have a crystal clear picture of why these stocks are considered some of the most powerful growth opportunities in today's market. So grab a coffee, hit that like button, and let's jump right in. Hey there, viewers. If you're loving the content you're watching right now, don't miss out on all the upcoming videos packed with fresh tips, tricks, and inspiration. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated and be the first to know when we post new content. And don't forget to leave a comment and share with your friends. Let's start with NVIDIA, ticker symbol, NVDA. If you've heard anything about artificial intelligence in the last 2 years, you've heard about NVIDIA. NVIDIA began as a graphics card company, mainly powering video games. But today, it's the backbone of the AI revolution. Their GPUs, graphics processing units, aren't just for games anymore. They power data centers, self-driving cars, medical research, robotics, and yes, even the AI models that are being used in everyday applications like ChatGPT. Now, what makes NVIDIA so special? It's not just their chips. It's their entire ecosystem. Their CUDA software platform has become the go-to for developers building AI applications. Think of CUDA as the operating system for artificial intelligence. This creates a moat that competitors like AMD and Intel struggle to match. On the financial side, NVIDIA's numbers are jaw-dropping. Revenue has exploded as demand for AI accelerators skyrockets. Their margins are among the best in the semiconductor industry, and free cash flow is massive. This kind of financial strength gives NVIDIA the ability to reinvest heavily into research and development, making it even harder for competitors to catch up. But there are risks. NVIDIA trades at a high valuation compared to historical averages. That means if AI demand slows down, or if export restrictions impact sales to countries like China, investors could see volatility. Still, here's the truth: NVIDIA isn't just riding the AI wave, it's building the surfboard, the ocean, and the beach. They're at the center of a multi-trillion-dollar AI megatrend, and that's why investors around the world have their eyes locked on NVDA. Next on our list is Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol, PLTR. If NVIDIA builds the brains of AI, Palantir gives it purpose. Palantir is a data analytics and artificial intelligence company that works with governments, militaries, and major corporations. Their platforms, Gotham and Foundry, are designed to help organizations make sense of massive amounts of data. Think of it like this: Palantir doesn't just tell you what the data says, it tells you what to do next. That's why militaries use it for intelligence, why hospitals use it for patient outcomes, and why companies in energy and finance rely on it for decision-making. What makes Palantir exciting today is its expansion beyond government contracts into the commercial sector. For years, critics said Palantir was too reliant on government deals. But now, we're seeing major partnerships with healthcare companies, manufacturing, and even financial institutions. Their new AI platform, often called APE, is designed to allow enterprises to build and deploy AI securely. Imagine a hospital being able to use AI to analyze patient data in real time while still protecting privacy. That's the kind of impact Palantir is aiming for. Financially, Palantir is moving toward consistent profitability. It hasn't been smooth every quarter, but the trajectory is heading in the right direction. The risks? Their revenue growth can be lumpy because of how contracts are structured, and skeptics argue that Palantir's products are too complex for mainstream adoption. But here's why I think Palantir belongs in the ultra-growth stock category. If AI is the future, then data is the fuel. Palantir is building the engine that turns that fuel into power. That's a position you don't want to overlook. Now let's turn to advanced micro devices, ticker symbol, AMD. AMD has always been the underdog. For decades, they played second fiddle to Intel in CPUs, and to NVIDIA in GPUs. But under the leadership of CEO Lisa Su, AMD has staged one of the most remarkable comebacks in tech history. Their Ryzen processors have outperformed Intel in many categories, from gaming PCs to high-performance computing. Their EPYC server chips are gaining traction in data centers, slowly chipping away at Intel's dominance. And now, AMD is setting its sights on artificial intelligence. They've released their own AI accelerators, designed to compete head-to-head with NVIDIA. While NVIDIA still dominates, the AI market is so massive that even capturing a small share could mean billions in revenue for AMD. Financially, AMD is in great shape. Revenue growth has been strong, they've improved their balance sheet, and they continue to innovate. Their partnerships with companies like Microsoft and Sony for gaming consoles add another steady stream of income. The risks? AMD faces fierce competition. Intel is fighting to regain its position, and NVIDIA's moat in AI is incredibly strong. AMD has to prove it can gain meaningful market share in AI accelerators. But here's why AMD is a stock you can't ignore: they are relentless. Every time analysts have counted them out, AMD has come back stronger. If they can carve out a solid position in the AI race, AMD could be one of the most rewarding growth stories of the next decade. Finally, let's talk about Broadcom, ticker symbol, AVGO. Broadcom doesn't always get the same headlines as NVIDIA or AMD, but make no mistake, this company is a silent giant in the semiconductor world. Broadcom makes chips that power everything from smartphones to data centers to networking equipment. If you've used Wi-Fi, 5G, or even cloud computing, there's a good chance Broadcom technology was involved. But Broadcom isn't just a hardware company. They've made major moves into software, most notably with their acquisition of VMware. This gives them a diversified revenue stream that balances out the cyclical nature of semiconductors. On the financial side, Broadcom is a cash machine. Their margins are strong, their free cash flow is massive, and they return a lot of money to shareholders through dividends and buybacks. In fact, Broadcom is one of the few growth companies that also acts like a dividend stock. The risks? Broadcom doesn't grow as explosively as NVIDIA or Palantir, and their acquisition-heavy strategy sometimes draws regulatory scrutiny. But here's the appeal: if you want exposure to AI, cloud, and digital infrastructure without the extreme volatility, Broadcom is a fantastic pick. It's a steady compounder that continues to quietly build wealth for long-term investors. Now that we've looked at each company individually, let's compare these four ultra-growth stocks side by side. NVIDIA, NVDA, the undisputed king of AI hardware. High growth, high valuation, high risk, but potentially massive reward. Palantir, PLTR, the data powerhouse. Still in the early innings of adoption, but with a vision to become the AI operating system for enterprises and governments. AMD, the challenger. Fighting giants on all fronts, but with a proven track record of comebacks and innovation. Broadcom, AVGO, the silent giant. Less flashy, but diversified, profitable, and steady. A growth stock with dividends. Each of these companies plays a different role in the future of technology. Together, they give investors exposure to the full spectrum of growth, from AI hardware to data analytics, from up-and-coming challengers to stable compounders. At the end of the day, investing in growth stocks is about believing in the future. These four companies, NVIDIA, Palantir, AMD, and Broadcom, aren't just chasing trends. They're shaping them. But remember, with growth comes volatility. These stocks will rise and fall in the short term. What matters is the long-term vision. So here's my question to you: which of these four ultra-growth stocks do you think has the most upside over the next decade? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the world of investing. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, invest wisely. I'll see you in the next video.